Hi, it's a beautiful Tuesday out here. I hope you can see and hear me. Just let me know how it's going. How has your day been? Mine was interesting and tiring at the same time. I was tired almost all through the day. Like I was at work, just trying to get some work done, but I had to take some nap in between. Like I was really tired. I think I'm better now. And then I've observed that I'm not sure I really like afternoons. I think I like mornings and then I like nights. Like my friends keep wondering how I have energy at about 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It's like it's just the beginning of the day. But I'm not sure I really like afternoons, especially the afternoon sun. It just wearies me and makes me tired. But how has your day been? How has Tuesday been? It's my pleasure to be here once again. I hope that you are doing pretty well. And if you can see and hear me, could you just say hello to me and just let me know? I will also be putting my glasses for some seconds. Yeah, I was told that when I am not with my glasses, that I look really fine, like finer. So I'm exploring my beauty. So I'm exploring my beauty. So that's why I'm not putting on my glasses, increasing my motherhood price. It's not about money, it's just about the swag. Just joking and kidding around. So can you see and hear me? Welcome from all over the world. I would put on my glasses to mention your names. I see Brymore, I see Nenye Unwobi. Hi, good evening everybody. I see King Tunde, good to see you. I see Redao, Nenye, Ayola Woyemi. I see good people here, Olugbemi, everybody that has joined, welcome on board. I hope that your Tuesday has been beautiful. Mine has been interesting. We're all in this together. I'm not sure what the date is, but I think my brain says it's like the 19th. Like I don't know dates anymore. I just know yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Like this is what happens when you have been dealing with the pandemic for over a year. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I hope everyone is good and the day is beautiful. We'll be having this conversation for 30 minutes. I want to just talk about workplace emotional intelligence. And every time I have to talk about emotional intelligence, one thing that I like to say is that emotional intelligence is not about perfection. Neither is it about timidity or foolishness or emotional denial. Emotional intelligence is the ability to be assertive and not aggressive, and we're going to have that conversation this evening. So to everybody watching, listening, and seeing me, welcome on board. It's my pleasure to be here. You should know my name by now, but just in case you don't, my name is Oyinkansola Alabi. I work as the emotions doctor, and I'm the founder of Emotion City in Lagos, Nigeria, and in Texas, USA. By this time tomorrow, we should be swearing in another president in my home country. Like we're done with this man. Like we're done. And I'm so excited. So I can go back home, and just enjoy my life. I've been enjoying my life really, but I can just take it to the next level. Yeah. So what exactly is workplace emotional intelligence, and what is emotional intelligence, and how can this help us increase our personal and professional influence? So I will share my story with you of my life before emotional intelligence and then my life afterwards. My life before emotional intelligence was good, not bad, but then I had some conditioning that I was not aware of, so I will call it unconscious incompetence, a state where you do not know that you don't know. I'll take that again. So my life was good before I embarked on the emotional intelligence journey professionally. I was doing well. I was running an organization called Merchants of Romance, and we're not doing too badly. Our numbers were not bad, but there were some personality issues that I was not aware of, and this is me being real as usual and truthful, so as I learned and I read and I studied and I researched, I just saw that, oh, okay, like these conditionings have been with me for a while, and if they're not working for me or serving me at the highest level possible, then I can as well update the conditioning. The same way we update our mobile apps, I can update the conditioning. So if something is not serving you, if a behavior, a habit, a conditioning, a pattern is not serving you, what a normal person and somebody who is proactive and someone who is willing to learn, what we should do is to audit our habits so that we can see what is working and what is not working. And instead of being defensive and being aggressive about it and being prideful, it's okay to submit and say, you know what, there are other applications, behavioral applications that can serve my soul that I can subscribe to. So that was the point where I got to where I saw that I can afford to be assertive, which is the ability to communicate my message and not the pain, the ability to focus on the issue and not the person, the ability to deal with the issue and not the person. Like, I can focus on what the issue is without threatening someone, without insulting someone, without calling names, and then without being aggressive, so it was part of the update and the subscription that I had to go for. And then I'm looking at the quality of my life after emotional intelligence, before and after, and I can see a remarkable difference. I can see that I am a living miracle, and even though I was not a badly behaved adult, there were so many plugs that I needed to service, I needed to change, I needed to realign the tools to just make me function appropriately and better. So welcome on board. If you intend to increase your personal and professional influence, emotional intelligence is not an option. Emotional intelligence is a lifeblood. Emotional intelligence is oxygen. And at Emotion City, one thing that we categorically say is that emotional intelligence is not a soft or hard skill. Emotional intelligence is not just a life skill. Emotional intelligence is life. Like, how can you say kindness is a life skill? Kindness is not a life skill. Kindness is life. Imagine if all of us were practicing kindness, where the world will be. Empathy is not a skill. Empathy is life. Like, we are where we are in the world because of lack of empathetic leaders. You can see what ego and pride does to an entire world. You can see how lack of emotional intelligence can start wars. It can break marriages, it can break homes, it can cause division anywhere, and emotional intelligence can end wars. You and I have been here for at least 1 year, quarantined or isolated or whatever at home, just because some people decided to do whatever, whether it's bioterrorism or it's a mistake. I don't know what it is, but we are here. And then we can see different responses from different leaders of different countries, and we can see the ones that acted with emotional intelligence and the ones that started from denial to now being forceful. And the numbers, as at yesterday, over 2 million people had died. People who had no business with death, people who thought that they were going to see their children's children, they were going to be able to parent spouses and couples who said till death do us part, and they just felt that they were going to be together. Children have died, teenagers have died, youths have died, adults have died, and people are still dying. And the fact that you're watching me today just means that we have been preserved, and there's nothing, I'm not sure we did anything extra, so it's not that those people that died deserved to die, and it's not a lack of faith or whatever it is. But you can see how lack of emotional intelligence can ruin a nation. You can see how it can cause crisis. At this point right now, even to get the solution is looking political. It's looking like, some people want to buy out. Like, it's just pretty funny how ego and pride can destroy the world. So today's conversation is about you seeing yourself beyond the fact that you work in an office, you seeing yourself as a personal brand, you seeing yourself as someone whose signature is excellence, you seeing yourself as the fact that you are the breakthrough that somebody is praying for. And I'm not trying to sound spiritual, so let's look at it. Every time people board an aircraft and they pray for breakthrough, what they automatically say is that may the pilot act like God to deliver them to where they expect to be delivered to, meaning to get to their destination. So as they are praying for journey mercies, whether they like it or not, the pilot at the wheel is a servant of God at that time, because he has the capacity to make it journey messes or not. That's what I think. Every time you have to travel and you are driven also, and you pray for journey messes, the driver must align with the will of God, because if the driver is drunk or whatever, it may just end somewhere else. Even when people are ill and they pray for healing and successful surgeries, whatever, what they are indirectly saying is that there will be an alignment between their prayers and whoever the medical personnel is. When people are also seeing therapists for healings, for breakthrough, they are also hoping, if they are Christians, for example, that, or whatever religion actually, that whoever they're working with is in alignment with the God that they defer to. So sometimes they pick people according to their belief, which is fine. So emotional intelligence right now is it's not an option. It is what any forward-looking person, according to World Economic Forum, actually World Economic Forum said in 2020 that emotional intelligence as of 2020 was the 6th most important tool in the world. Right now, if you look at it, emotional intelligence, I think, is number 4. And all the other skills, even on the list, which is 1 to 10, if you look at each of them, emotional intelligence is also a part of all of them. Like, emotional intelligence is embedded everywhere. Just in case you're wondering what exactly emotional intelligence is, I'll break it down pretty soon. But when we're talking about emotional intelligence, we're concentrating on relationships. Because as long as you are on earth, your world is your stage. The world is your stage, and you are a negotiator, and you will negotiate till you die. When you see a baby crying, the baby is crying and negotiating for attention. The baby is negotiating for affection, attention, for help, for whatever it is. When you see a young adult crying also, the child is negotiating for something, and then we negotiate all through. So when we exhaust our tears, or when we exhausted our tears as children, we then began to use words to negotiate. When a guy is asking a lady out, he's negotiating. When you go for presentations, you are negotiating. You are trying to say that I'm the best in after sliced bread, invest in me, drop your money and I'll give you value. As a sales personnel, you are negotiating. As a husband, you are negotiating in your conversations unconsciously. As a wife, you are negotiating. As a boss, you are negotiating. As an employee, you are negotiating. As a tenant in your landlord's house, every time you greet your landlord and do all of the necessary courtesies and whatever, you're not even packaging, you're negotiating. So life is a negotiation stage. I'm having this conversation with you, you have options, and then something may be telling you, should I go watch Netflix, maybe watch Bridgerton or whatever. So this conversation in your head, is Bridgerton better than what I'm listening to? Whatever it is, we're negotiating. When you're driving on the road also, it's a negotiation thing. So as long as you are on earth and you're breathing, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, life is a negotiation stage, and you are negotiating. And who are you negotiating with? Human beings. So if you're one of the people who say to me that, I don't like people, I'm an introvert, I get you, I understand you, but there's a difference between being friendly and being friends. You can be friendly without being people's friends. I can tell you for free that I'm an introvert. I talk to people because, number one, my work warrants that I talk to people. If you leave me alone, I am comfortable. When COVID first of all started, I was one of those people who was at home for months and I didn't feel it, because I like being at home actually. So if I'm not out to train or teach or serve in whatever capacity, I will most likely be in my house, except I'm playing a game or two, but I will most likely be in my house. You will hardly meet me at a party. I like life, but you will hardly meet me at a party. You will hardly meet me at a reception. You just hardly meet me at an Owambe ceremony. I can count the amount of Owambes I've attended in my entire life. I can tell you that there will be less than 40 in my entire life. And those 40, half of it are family events. Those events that you don't want your ancestors to be upset. You just show up. And usually when I show up, I just show up in like polo shirts and jeans. I don't understand that show. I don't understand school uniform. I just want to wear what I feel like wearing. But in Nigeria, to some extent, I'm just like, what? I just want to come and say hello. I'm not even after jollof rice I've eaten, because I can't be using my eyes to be chasing servers. I'm monitoring servers' destiny. Just go plantain or small chops. I can't be trying to find out how much bitterness I still have with me because of small chops, or keeping malice after attending a reception. Like, who do they think they are? They didn't serve me. I'm not interested. So I can count how many places I show up. So if I show up at your event, be assured that I genuinely love you. Like, you can't even miss it. Like, when I dress up, because dressing up is work. Like tonight when I'm having this conversation with you, I just had to go and pretend to put on powder. Not that I couldn't, but I just felt, let me bless you with some extra, let me just spice it up for you. Just in case Tuesday has been very funny, let me just spice it up. But on a normal day, I don't send. Do you understand? Yeah. So, as long as you're on earth, you are going to have conversations with people. And these are people that you may not necessarily like, or they may not like you. Some people hate you just because you exist, and it's okay. Like, it's totally fine to be at peace with that. But what is not fine is that you are the one you are the one creating enemies. Wise people don't set out to look for enemies. So whether enemies show up or not, it's fine, but you don't set out to genuinely look for enemies. So now that we've established that as long as you are on earth, you have to negotiate. So the bottom line about emotional intelligence is relationship management. And just before you think that I'm talking about romance or intimacy, no, it's far from that. Relationship management. And there are two flavors of relationship management here, which is intrapersonal relationship and interpersonal relationship. So when you're talking about intrapersonal relationship, you're talking about relationship with yourself. At Emotion City, we call it me preservation. And interpersonal relationships is now relationships with other people. The interesting thing is that both relationships work together. If you are not at peace with yourself, you will most likely not be at peace with other people. If you are online and you see people who drag people, who take pleasure in insulting, in cursing, the truth about it is that they are not happy people. There's a level of happiness that you would enjoy, that you will see that you cannot derive happiness causing somebody else pain. But there's a level of unhappiness that you dwell and bathe in, that until you see somebody cry or you see something going wrong, until you experience toxicity, until you experience wickedness and pain, you will not be happy. So some people genuinely wake up daily to cause violence and to look for who to drag. It is not their fault. They are unhappy with themselves and they have no idea. I can't wake up and think that, oh, who is the next person? Even if I need to have a conversation and I need to contribute to what is happening in the economy or in the country, I will be constructive about it. I would attack the issues that, like, oh, I know there were some people that I mentioned and it was very intentional, from one or two governors to some other people in the House of Rep who turned our palliatives, our human rights, to their birthday gifts. Like, that is lack of people preservation. There's no other definition for that apart from wickedness, and somebody has to say it. And whoever has to say it must be able to say, you know what, I don't care about the job you want to give me, but this is the basic truth. You don't convert people's human rights. You don't convert what belongs to people that you serve to birthday gifts. It's just not kind, and there's no other way to put that. So interpersonal relationships and intrapersonal relationships are the two flavors of relationship we need to master as high network individuals or high network executives, or as professionals or entrepreneurs. I've encountered entrepreneurs who talk to people anyhow, especially on social media, and then we forget that we have a footprint, we have an emotional signature, and people are watching, people are looking at, okay, so how are you coordinating yourself when you get angry? How constructive are you in your anger? Like, when somebody acts in a way that you don't like, how do you deal with the issue? And beyond that, sometimes you even get into people's DMs and then maybe you want to ask or buy, and then you see their responses, and I ask myself a question. So let me give you a good example. Yesterday there was somebody that had introduced to somebody for business, and he was doing the business with the person, and then yesterday he called me and said, oh, that the person had done something and he was unhappy about, and I could see that he was quite upset about it. His voice was very toxic and all that, and then I busted into laughter. The laughter for me was comic relief because I needed to calm him down. I wanted him to pause. So he was like, oh, Edie, why are you laughing at this and that? So I said, take a chill pill, let's look at this. What if? So I said, okay, do me a favor, call this person, tell this person this particular thing and all of that. In about 30 minutes, he called me back and said, oh, that he did as I said, and the person even now gave him more business. Like, just because of how I helped him handle it, he made 200k extra in 30 minutes. He didn't give me a dime, so it wasn't that I had fight or offering in between, no. But imagine if I didn't step in as a breaker, he would have lost the 200k and most likely lost that client just because he got upset. So anger itself is not a problem, it's how we handle it, because all emotions are neutral. Intrapersonal relationship is about you understanding your emotions and the messages your emotions pass across to you, while interpersonal relationship is understanding other people the same way you understand yourself. So intrapersonal is about self-awareness. People think that they know themselves. That is one of the misconstrued words that exist. Oh, I know myself, I know myself, I know myself. The truth, in fact, permit me to say, the bloody truth is that we all do not know everything that we need to know about ourselves. Like, you don't even know how you will act at 50. You are just 30 something. Take a chill pill. What you will, however, know will be your values, which a part of you will think that, oh, you will remain consistent to. But there are some situations you haven't encountered. There are some things happening to you that you can't categorically even say that how you will respond. But the irony is that you have an idea of who you are now, which is fine. But the who you are now, will it be who you will be? I have no idea. But we're trying to lay anchors and foundation. So intrapersonal is very key, which is at the level of self-awareness. Self-awareness is extremely, extremely, extremely key. And what exactly is self-awareness? The ability to recognize your emotions and the messages your emotions pass across to you, because emotions are messengers. When anger shows up, anger does not show up to say destroy, scatter, burn the house down. No. Anger shows up to pass a message across to you. And one of the most important messages that anger passes across to you is that something is in your way. There's a clash of values. And I can give you an example. So imagine a gentleman called Philip say to me that, Oyinkan, you are a fool. And I get upset. It is not because Philip called me a fool. It is because one of my values is respect. So the moment Philip called me a fool, a part of me said to me that Philip has violated one of my values, which is respect. And because of that, I got upset. So the message anger is passing across to me is not that Philip called me a fool. The message there is the fact that respect is one of your values. You feel violated. And now that I feel violated, how do I then pass the message across to Philip that I do not appreciate what he has said? So what I'm supposed to do as an emotionally intelligent professional is to say to him that, hey guy, I don't like that word. The word makes me feel a little funny. I know you don't mean any harm, but trust me, it's not gelling too well. Guy, we're in a pandemic now, calm down. Just play around it, but drop your message across. So this script that I just ran is an assertive way of having the conversation. Sometimes people do things to me and I just say that I'll just bite you. That's my own way of saying if I grab you, sometimes people do things to me and I'm like, guy, have you eaten? What's going on? And they get the message. So imagine when Philip said, oh, Oyinkan, you're a fool, and I say, oh, you are also a fool, and then the thing escalates. It is really not the word fool that got me upset. It is the fact that respect is one of my values. So emotions are messengers. They show up to deliver a message. So the next time the emotions show up, if you're wondering what emotions are, like the wheel of emotions and all the emotions, then you should be at Emotion City to learn it. But the next time emotions show up, whether it is sadness or anger or disgust or joy or any of the emotions or trust, whatever, surprise, whatever it is, please know that these emotions show up to deliver a message to you, and your responsibility as an emotion scientist is to ask yourself one question, which is, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? What am I feeling? I feel anger because Philip called me a fool, or I feel angry because Philip called me a fool. Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? Because respect is one of my values. The moment I can name it, I can tame it. The moment I can recognize an emotion, I can regulate the emotion. You cannot control what you haven't identified. So self-awareness under intrapersonal skills are extremely powerful, and if I were you, I would get all of the details and knowledge I can on Google, YouTube, and of course enroll at Emotion City for any of our courses on emotional intelligence. So let's go to interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills are extremely crucial, just like intrapersonal skills. Interpersonal skills is about relating with other people, otherwise called awareness of others, or social awareness, or social intelligence. This is paying attention to people's emotions and feelings and the ability to also recognize and regulate. So pay attention to them the same way you pay attention to yourself, and it's very key. So whether you're an upline or a boss or whatever, people's feelings, people's feelings, people's actions, like how do your words, your thoughts and actions influence other people? Are you one of those people who say that, oh, when I'm upset I talk anyhow, like when I'm angry I give a piece of my mind? That is not a testimony at this age. Nah. All of us have something called a past, and it's okay to have malfunctioned before and to have been a nuisance, like it's fine, but we should all be retired nuisances, like we should be retired nuisances at 2021, when you and I are very when you and I can see that only funny people make enemies. Like by yourself, you just begin to ginger and look for enemies and say, when I'm upset, I just talk anyhow. Like, you are a badly behaved adult, that's all. And if nobody has told you, I gotta say it, you are just a badly behaved adult. And if you don't retire your weapons, it will cost you credit alert, and beyond credit alert, it will cost you relationships. Let me tell you something. If the emotional cost of being around you is high, people will leave you alone. Forget about the fact that they won't say one word to you. At a particular age, when you grow to a particular age, people will stop correcting you. You don't leave you at your wala. When you are young, they can still be dropping revs. Like, oh, you should do better. When you have sense, or when they think that you should have sense and you don't have, the same way scripture says that Jesus went to a tree, he wanted to get a fruit, and then he had to curse it. Like, your Lord Almighty, guy, you don't have fruit. Yeah. So when people think that you should have sense, and then they now shake you, they now say that it's coconut head, and then you are using coconut, I get coconut head. Well, you are not in Gen Z, though. You are not less than 25. Even at that age, it will be alright. But you are 40 and you are still giving a piece of your mind. They won't correct you, don't worry. They will just leave you. They will press pause on your matter. You will just see that nobody will correct you anymore, because the emotional cost of being around you is high. When they're around you, you are like a joy vampire. When you open your mouth, it's something else. And people have enough pain already. Or you are a boss, and every time your employee has to talk to you, it ends in premium tears. You shred them, you sound condescending, like, what's going on? Both of you are on payroll, and even if you own the company, so, like, what's going on? There's dignity in labor. Yeah, they came to work, but don't remove their dignity. Let them go back higher than they came anyway. And then if you are a spouse also, you definitely can talk to your partner anyhow. If you do, you'll be alone at the end of the day. Everybody has something called a threshold, and no matter how high the threshold is, one day they will serve you what you're supposed to be served. And if you're a parent and life is getting tougher, and instead of seeing a therapist, you are transferring aggression on your children, what is going on is that you have broken children, and they will become broken adults. And the cost of repairing a broken adult is more expensive. It's like fixing a badly damaged car. You know the kind of work that will take? Yes. So there's no testimony in being rude. Rudeness is not it's not a testimony. It's not a testimony that we're badly behaved, and we all make mistakes. So I must say that, and it's not every time we all sound kind. It's not every time we all get it together, and I totally get it. But can we have it together 70% of the time? Can 30% be the human excess? Can we at least understand that how we deliver a message or the style of delivery is as important as the content of the message? So whoever you are, to increase your personal and professional influence more than ever before, please be intentional about your intrapersonal skills, your intrapersonal relationship with yourself. Because out of the abundance, when I see people who manifest, who have drama, is usually not, even though scenarios are state dependent, if you are not careful, it will just be an overflow of the fact that they are frustrated, they are unhappy, they are tired, and it's okay. But can we deal with it? That's the issue. You know, we can't keep dumping our pain on other people. We're destroying people, and everybody has enough already. People are dealing with bottom line issues at this time. They're dealing with the ability not to sack their staff. Like, people are dealing with issues, and they're trying, amongst other things, to preserve themselves. You know, so if you intentionally want to increase your personal and professional influence in 2021, patience is very key. Patience is very key, as anything, as an upline, downline, as anything that you represent in the world. Patience is key. And understand that nobody views the world directly. We view the world through our map of the world. We view the world through our perception, through our interpretation. And interpretation simply means that something is happening on the outside, and you are representing it to yourself. So you interpret, you represent it, meaning the word RE, you represent it. So something is happening already, and through your perception, you represent it. And in the representation process, you are representing through your model of the world. And your model of the world is not the only model of the world. Like, other models exist. Are they right or wrong? I don't know, but other models exist. So it is very crucial that we pay attention to our emotions, starting from this night more than ever before. We try to recognize what we're feeling by asking ourselves questions like, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? And once you can recognize, you can regulate. Once you can recognize, we all get upset, we all get to that point where we're tired, we feel like snapping. Yes, we all get stressed. If you live in Nigeria, Lagos State, that's the center of everything. Like, yeah. But we cannot excuse that. So while we're going through that, because stress is not new in the country, stress is not new in the state. How? Why? I don't know why it just looks like it's part of it. I don't even get it. Like, sometimes I'm just like, who did we offend? Like, I woke up today and someone will say, have you done your name? And I say, if you have done your own, when they block mine, just let me know your number. I will put it online. People should get me through you. Like, please, I'm dealing with a pandemic. I'm enjoying your bad. Block it. Like, block it, please. I just want to rest. I want to eat pepper snail and plantain. Like, what's going on? And this thing, you guys will not even allow us to do it online. You want us to go out like pestilence, to go and be doing what? Like, if you even think about them, you just be wondering how you landed here. But we're here. So I don't even know if I've done. I tried sending SMSs. I don't know the state of my lines. So if they block me, please look for me and share your line with me. Because right now, I just made dinner, plantain and pepper snail. Like, I don't want to be alive. I don't know what's going on in this country. Like, I don't even get it. The one in Texas also, he's not saying goodbye. He's not being his successor. Like, the guy is almost 80. He can't even retire in peace. Like, what were you doing before you became the president? JB, they said you were successful. Go back to your business now. No, you want to die there. There's another one in another country who is dragging the throne with a millennial. After 35 years, you are still reigning. Are you God? Those are the things we are dealing with in this world. But you must be very stable in an unstable world. Like, people who are supposed to be ancestors are still dragging through. Like, what's going on? After 35 years of being a president, what do you want to do that you have not done? Haven't you raised a successor? Like, who is talking to you, people safe? But can we just drink ice cream? Oh, that's what it is. So people have different things that they're dealing with, whether personal or professional, but at the end of the day, you are responsible for your joy and peace. But if you are able to recognize your emotions, you are halfway gone in being like, in making more money than you've ever done. And this is beyond money, but this is also about investing in quality relationships. Are you aware that favor is a man? Every time you pray for breakthrough, God will respond through a man. Every time. Every time you pray for promotion, the response is through a man. Somebody will mention your name, somebody will sign that document, somebody will confirm your request. Every time you are praying for open doors, it is favor, which is a man that you are praying for. And my feedback to you is you are also the breakthrough people are praying for. Journey mercies means that the pilot must be sane enough to deliver you to your destination. Successful surgery also means that the doctor, nurses, and everybody must be emotionally stable enough to deliver excellently. My question is, as a professional, are you doing the same thing? Is your work your worship? Are you paying so much attention to excellence? Or is anyhowness, people pay you, they chase you, they do this? It's only in Nigeria that people pay, you are almost begging. There's a particular bank that I've been looking for the past 4 days. They locked me out of my account. I've been calling the account officers, like, they're just speaking in tongues. And the last one I even spoke to, I just started laughing. Like, I just saw that if I didn't laugh, power was going to change hands. Like, I wanted to say, wait, is it not my stamp duty that they're using to pay you salary? But I just felt, this guy is not my problem. The problem gone. The problem in itself is that they should fix it. Don't let me attack the girl. Like, right now, they've blocked me out of my account, but they are still taking my stamp duty. They've not blocked themselves from my account, but they've blocked me. And we can't do anything. I can't cross them. I can't call names. I can just say, please, do you know anybody who works here? Please, they want to affect my peace, and I'm in a pandemic. That's an interesting way to deliver pain, because if we don't find a way around it, we'll all be frustrated, we'll be aggressive and all that. So it's been an interesting time talking to you. I don't even know what the time is. Let me put on my glasses. I don't know what the time is. Let's see. Please, what's the time? Okay, trying to see. Can someone just tell me, if you are in the West African time, what time is it? Could you please just type it for me? Yeah, I'm in my office and it's timeless. So Huda, anybody there? Let me see if I have it somewhere. I'm not used to wristwatches or clocks. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for saving me. Thank you so much. So yes, I can take questions right now. I hope the conversation, you were able to get one or two things. I just wanted to have a gist about increasing your personal and professional influence. And the two things that I've said, which is please pay attention to your intrapersonal relationship with yourself, and the second one, interpersonal relationships. And in paying attention, one of the secret codes is the ability to recognize your emotions, because once you can recognize your emotions through questions like, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling what I am feeling? What am I feeling? I feel angry. Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, because blah, 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 blah. Then you can tame it, because once you can identify it, you will reduce the emotional flood And I would also suggest that you practice what I call your pause, P-A-U-S-E. The pause is what turns emotions into emotional intelligence. Your pause is what turns emotions into emotional intelligence. The moment you experience the first wave of emotions, the moment you experience the emotional flood, which is your system one, your conditioning, the natural way you react to a situation, whether through fight, through flight, or through freezing, flight, fight, or freeze, what you should do is to engage your pause. Just calm down. Take about 6 seconds. You can prolong to 10 seconds. You can do 20 seconds. But just calm down. It looks very simple but very effective. Just calm down. And once you can take a chill pill, you can then apply your logic, because once you are feeling an emotion that is giving you disempowering reactions, what is going on at that point is that your brain cannot do two things that they get together. Your brain cannot be experiencing that emotional flood of disempowering emotions and at the same time be logical. So one thing has to give way, and most likely logic gives way, because it's at that point you're experiencing what we call the amygdala hijack, where your emotional center has been overtaken. And once that happens and you do not take your pause, you do not press on your brakes, you do not calm down, you will misbehave, you will malfunction, and you will most likely regret it. So as a professional, an entrepreneur, whatever you are, your pause is what turns your emotions into emotional intelligence. So it's very key and crucial that you learn how to calm down. Please calm down as a father, as a spouse, as a boss, as an employee, as anything that you are. If you do not talk immediately, convince yourself, know that you will not die. It's not a matter of as it is hot. There's no competition. You are preserving your peace, because your peace is your responsibility. So I'll take 2 questions and I'll be out of here. Take 2 questions. Oh, Mrs. Show, how are you? Edowaye, good to see you. Nensar Nadi, good to see you. 2 questions and we'll call it a day. I just wanted to have a conversation with you. If you're interested in a certification course on emotional intelligence, please show up at Emotion City. Nobody teaches emotional intelligence from the heart like we do. We don't teach it because you paid us school fees. We teach it because we love you. I want to see you a year, 2 years. A year is even too much. I want to see you 30 days after, and you are saying to me that this is one of the best gifts of my life. We have 183 alumni members from 4 different countries, and that is what they say to us, from the United States, from Ghana, from Madrid, from United Kingdom, Nigeria, actually 5. And that's what they say to us, and we say to them, is money back guarantee. You cannot sit under the sound of our voice at Emotion City and remain the same. Never. Because even before you show up at the city, we have encountered your soul. We know you, even though you think we do not. We have encountered your soul, and we are so obsessed with helping you increase the quality of your life as a human being, as a professional, as a mother, as a father, as anything that you want to be. We want to be there with you. And then we have an alumni, very vibrant alumni group who does, they have meetings, follow up, all those beautiful things. So even after the class, you are never alone. We're in your corner with you, helping you to succeed. So I can't wait to host you at Emotion City. I am privileged to be the 7th lead, but I work with awesome faculty members from all over the world, trained, globally trained, good, awesome people. If I wasn't there, they wouldn't even miss me, actually. So 2 questions, and then I'm going to eat my food. I'm glad, Mary's Mark, I'm glad, yeah. I am glad. One more question. It's time for a beautiful dinner. It's not that I like food, though. And my meals are not plenty. Any question? Any question? So if there are no questions, thank you so much for sharing your evening with me. It's my pleasure to be having this conversation with you. Okay, so this is the final question. I see one. You don't know what you're doing for us. God bless you. Oh, I'm grateful. I am glad. Interestingly, I don't like Instagram live. A part of me just feels like he said, will we be able to use the 6-second tool after training with you? I'm not sure what that means. What does that mean, please? Have you moved totally from Bagada? I live on the mainland. I intend to do this year. Yeah, we're in Ikoyi, Osborne, Foreshore. God has moved us from Bagada. Osborne, Foreshore is sexier. I like sexy places. I'm presently at my office. I will go home right after this. Yeah, so at Osborne, Foreshore, Ikoyi, Lagos. We're on Google Maps. So if you impute us on Google Maps, we're there. But we run a strictly by appointment office, so yeah, we need to know you're coming. If not, you will not have access. But we're at Osborne for sure, and we can't wait to host you. Yeah, so thank you so much, everybody. Somebody asked me about using the 6-second tool. What does that mean, please? I'm not sure what it means. Who asked me about 6 seconds tool? I'm not sure what that means. Do you want to explain before we log off, please? I'm not sure what that means, so I couldn't respond. Yeah. So thank you so much for showing up, sharing your evening with me. When next would I be here? Maybe on Thursday or tomorrow, I don't know, but please just keep tabs. And I'm not sure what I'll be teaching. I just teach as I'm led, actually. You know, everything that I do is tied around emotional intelligence, soul stripping. And if you know any professional, please do me this favor. Please do me this favor. Help me, help me, help me. If you know any professional who desires to move from a level of unhappiness to happiness, dissatisfaction to satisfaction, meaninglessness to meaning, any professional who desires to move from unhappiness to happiness, dissatisfaction to satisfaction, meaninglessness to meaning, please tell them to sign up for the More Than Money workshop. It's on my post on my feed. If you check my feed, which is my post, you will see the More Than Money workshop. It's happening in a couple of days, Friday to Sunday, and 2 hours daily. It will also be recorded, so even if you miss the class, you can listen to the recording. 2 hours daily, and it's just for $70, which is 30,000, and you can join in from anywhere in the world on Zoom, and it is limited to just 20 people. But I need people who are desperate to move from unhappiness to happiness, dissatisfaction to satisfaction, meaninglessness to meaning. So please tell them to sign up. They can also send me a DM. You can send me a DM just tied to that More Than Money workshop. It's on my post. Please tell them to sign up. It is one of the best courses that I love, because I help people enjoy their lives. Actually, you deserve meaning, you deserve money, you deserve happiness. Life is more than just working, paying bills, and waiting to die. Life is deeper than that, and that is what I furnish people with. So More Than Money workshop, I can't wait to host you. More Than Money workshop is just 30,000, cheaper than your Bone Straight Air, cheaper than the iPhone, cheaper than a lot of clothes that you wear, cheaper than your car, definitely cheaper than your house rent, you know. But it is better than all of those things. It's better than any phone you can ever have, any beauty you can ever have. Like, what is the essence of packaging and you're not happy? Like, everybody thinks that you're a point of contact, but you don't think you're a point of contact because you are not as happy as you should. You are dissatisfied with the quality of your life, which is fine, and you think that you need more meaning, you know. But for me, it's the fact that I prefer depth to hype, I prefer content to noise, you know, and I genuinely prefer fulfillment and meaning, you know, more than money. So what I'm doing here is fulfillment, meaning, and at the end of the day, it gives me money. I don't work for money, I work for meaning. It is the meaning that gives me money. That is what I help people achieve. So see you at the More Than Money workshop. The flyer is on my post. $30,000, $70 for 3 days, just 2 hours, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then you have the recording, audio recording. You can listen repeatedly. You can also send me a DM. Thank you so much to all the awesome people watching me this evening. We'll have to call it a day. Will I be here tomorrow or Thursday or any other day? I'm not sure. But please stay tuned to my Instagram page, and please subscribe on YouTube. Yes, yesterday I uploaded 2 videos on YouTube actually, so please watch it. Causes of unhappiness and all of those things, and then life is more than money, 30 minutes each. Please watch the videos also, and then please join me at the More Than Money workshop, which is happening in a couple of days. Do have a beautiful evening. I appreciate you, I am rooting for you, and I genuinely love you.